So I got two more quick questions for you. I know you probably got another one coming up.
Mhm.
One of the last questions I have is, and this is about you and your career. I want to know, you obviously had tons of great wins. Tell me the victory that you had that was the most important to you personally, like as a professional, as a man, whatever it
Yeah,
was, and why.
I think it was the I Corte fight.
It's my favorite. I
Yeah,
told you last time I talked to you that's my
right.
favorite De La Hoya
Yeah, yeah.
fight.
You told me.
Yeah.
I think that it showed a lot about myself, and you know what's funny is people don't know the real story, like what happened. I actually got cut
Mm,
a month before the fight over my eye and
mhm.
sparring.
Okay.
And I think we had to postpone it a few weeks. Something happened.
Mhm.
Well, I took off a few weeks of training because I was already peaked. So I was taking off like a couple of weeks. Well, I started to like, in between the fight, I was drinking and not being a professional. So I wasn't completely 100% like mentally when I did fight I Corte, but man, I just had something to prove. Because here you have Corte, nobody wanted to fight him,
Hmm.
undefeated kid from Ghana.
Yeah.
Oh, he's too tough. Oh no, no, I'll take him on. Come on, I can take him on. And yeah, it was the toughest. Yeah, it had to be the toughest fight of my career. And but I did have something to prove there, and I wanted to prove that I can take the punch. I wanted to prove like I could have gone down 10 times in that fight. I would have gone back up.
Yeah.
Like I had to prove that to myself against Corte because he was the strongest fighter I've ever faced.
Yeah. Great fight. That's such a great fight. That's the De La Hoya fight I like to show people if they're not familiar.
Yeah.
So last question. I want to get your thoughts. Canelo Crawford, who wins and why?
Well, look, I mean, I I've been in this game for such a long time, and I like to say I'm a historian. There's never been a good little man that beats a good big man. It hasn't happened. I mean, the exception is maybe Pacquiao beating me, but that situation and scenario was like totally different. I was at the end of my career, and I was a shot fighter, and Pacquiao was coming up, and he beat me. But a good little man, which would be Crawford, just has never beat a good big man, which would be Canelo, in the history of the sport. It just now if Crawford can do it, Jesus Lord, I mean, give this man, I mean, the title of being the greatest ever, you
Mm.
know? And that's probably the motivation for Crawford. That's probably the motivation for his camp, for his corner, for his trainer is that, look, if you beat Canelo, you can go down as one of the historical best fighters ever on the planet. I mean, that's enough motivation for any fighter. So, but I just don't see it
Yeah.
as a fighter. I just don't see it. I mean, Canelo is a big puncher. Yeah, he walks on quicksand,
Hmm.
and that's one thing that Crawford can use against him. But you know, the pressure of the heavier guy. Canelo will be 200 pounds up in that ring. So it's a tough fight. But look, I give all the credit to Crawford. If he pulls that one off, Jesus, he'll be the messiah of boxing, of fighters.
And he'll be a star of Clapback Thursdays.
We'll just give you more content for Clapback Thursdays.
All right, Oscar, man, I appreciate your time
You
so
got
much,
it.
and then hopefully we get an opportunity to speak
Yeah,
again.
you got it, my man. We
Yes,
will.
sir.
Thank you.
Thanks. Peace.